Executives 2020. Our guest today requires no introduction. The man behind Buy Right, Sit Tight. If you have been in the equity markets, you ought to have heard of the market veteran, Mr. Ramdev Agarwal. He is the founder and chairman of Motilal Oswal Financial Services. Many follow his footsteps and call him the Warren Buffett of India. We are overwhelmed to host you, sir. Many thanks for joining us.
Good afternoon, Ramdev ji, and thank you very much for spending this afternoon with us. Everyone out here in Calcutta have been eagerly waiting for this session and understand from you what's happening in market and how successfully you have done your investing in last 30 years. But before I start this conversation with you, let me congratulate you, sir, first for 33 years of stock picking and wealth creation at Motilal Oswal.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And yeah, it's nice talking to all of you today. And very good afternoon to all the participants in this particular session. Yes, Vikas, let's go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. So, sir, I just want you to start this conversation with your thoughts on market. We are now close to pre-COVID levels as far as indexes are concerned. What is your assessment of what has happened in last 6 months?
Yeah, it's quite a strange phenomenon, and the job of the market is surprise you. I mean, if market becomes predictable, which everybody would like to, it will not be a fun place. Real fun is that it surprises you negatively or positively. This time, I mean, when it went down, it surprised you till March 23rd. I mean, the intensity of fall was so massive. It was unprecedented in 20-25 days. Like 30, 35%, 40% of the market completely got washed out. So that was a unrelented pace. The way fear built up in the market of COVID was as if anybody who gets COVID is going to die. That was the kind of fear market had, and in its own wisdom, it was very global. The problem was not so much economic. The problem was clearly healthcare problem, but the solution was economic. That is a lockdown of the world, and the locking downs, I mean, unprecedented. Never it has happened in the, anywhere in our history. So clearly we have seen business recession, we have seen deep business recession. We have seen disruptions, but not a lockdown of all the countries in the world simultaneously. So that was the fear, how these things are going to work, and nobody knew how to model it. I mean, that time you might have seen the best of the guys, starting from Buffett to all my spokesmen in the stock markets or markets, they all got completely taken by surprise. And later on, when the recovery started from March 23rd, continuously market started recovering, and the pace of recovery is even faster or matching with the pace of decline, and it has surprised everybody positively. And even I am surprised, but what has happened is that market is not concerned about COVID. Market is concerned about fear of COVID, and the fear factor was today COVID cases are highest in the world, and in India also it is multiple times higher. Like that time it was running less than 1,000, and today it is like yesterday more like 45, 47,000. So it is the largest amount of cases are there, but the fear about danger of COVID is much lower today. I mean, the doctors know how to treat. We know that most of them are kind of very mild symptomatic kind of situation. So only in the complicated cases, and the death rate is less than 2.5-3%. So clearly people realize that even if you get it, it's not end of the world, and most of the guys, they're recovering. So now the fear about COVID is much lesser, and there also, as the COVID vaccines are coming closer, because ultimately this entire fiasco will be over as the vaccine comes in. Now, whether vaccine comes in September, August, July, that nobody knows. But I think we are talking about even a price of a vaccine. Yesterday, Poonawalla said it will be less than $1,000 per shot. So clearly vaccine is in the horizon. Maybe it is 2 months, 3 months, 5 months away, maybe 7 months away. So market wants certainty, and market is seeing the certainty in the vaccine coming in a near future. Now it could be 6 months, it could be 8 months. So I think the fear fear was misplaced and fear was too intense, and that fear is gone. And in meanwhile, world has opened up the gates of liquidity, unlimited liquidity, and gates have also opened a low cost liquidity. Today, interest rates, 10-year paper in US is 60 basis point. And it is unprecedented. Like literally you can get money for free, and billions and billions are flowing. And that's why
Yes.
you see even Indian reserves, forex reserves have crossed 500 billion. And I think last Friday on 10th, it was about 517. And tomorrow you see it will be more like 525, 530. So the pace at which now, I think this is also going to create a record. The pace at which, because India will try to keep the dollar rupee at about 75. And the dollar is just too much. And we have a 6% interest rate. They have a 0% interest rate. So dollar has to flow into India. So I expect massive buildup of dollar reserve in the days to come. And it has its own problems and it has its own pluses. So I think it's a very interesting time, and markets have climbed the wall of worry and still doing that. Maybe it is the journey is over. I mean, you cannot go pre-COVID, because even if COVID gets sorted, there is going to be challenge of COVID, and there is a storm and it has created its damage, and it will take time for it to recover.
Got it, sir. Got it. So basically, one should, I mean, what would be your assessment that the rally is in the hope of a vaccine, or is it completely liquidity driven?
No, obviously, you need some firearm to do the rally, and that is driven by liquidity. Without liquidity, you cannot do the same. But I mean, most of the people don't know how the stock price is determined. You know, it is not about earnings. It is only about opinion. You know how price is determined. Price of a stock is determined by the opinion. If today's opinion is today's price, tomorrow's opinion is tomorrow's price. If today's opinion is that COVID is a very serious trouble and the world has no solution, and the world economy is going to go into limbo because of COVID, and that opinion will drive the prices. But today's opinion is different. Today's opinion is saying that yes, COVID has come. We have given massive fiscal deficit, fiscal stimulus. We have given monetary stimulus, and more is coming on the way. And economy will broadly come back. 2021 was a leap year, and 21-22 will be a bumper year. That's what I'm hearing from the market.
Got it, sir. So, sir, if I can have your views on few sectors per se, what is driving the P multiples higher for large IT companies like TCS or Infosys, despite a slowing rate consistently? When if you look at their EPS growth for maybe last 2-3 years, and this is also seen in the case of US IT majors like Accenture and all.
Yeah, so what has happened is that in this COVID thing, people have realized that world is working on the support of technology, the adoption of technology, and transformation of technological transformation in the corporations are accelerated at a massive pace. So digital transformation projects, which were taking 6 months, 1 year to finalize, now that is happening in 3 days, 4 days, and there is massive demand for the projects and much larger projects. So now digital option is no more a luxury. The cloud transformation, the digital transformation, that's happening very rapidly. So what I hear from the companies is that the corporates, the large corporates, particularly in US, they were taking a lot of time to decide on the projects, but now they're going ahead very quickly. So what sales were to happen in next 1 year is happening in 3 months. And hence, post-COVID, as it opens up, you'll see it is expected that these companies will do much better in the years to come, like 1 or 2 years, in next 4-5 quarters, than what they're doing today. And in any case, they have proved that their resilient model, despite the COVID, their revenues are not gone down, their profits are not gone down, just 4-5% plus minus. That shows that even in the worst of the time, they are badly needed, and people are working from home, and you have a very resilient model. Even some of the pharmaceutical companies have kind of gone down by 10-15% in their turnover, but not the tech companies. So that resilience is being priced right now.
Got it, sir. Got it. And sir, I mean, you have always been very vocal about financial sector, and your funds have a considerable exposures to these sectors as well. But when we go and speak to our investors, they don't have much confidence right now on financials, possibly on the backdrop of Corona. I mean, how in present scenario you are looking at private banks and financials? And do you think the opportunity is still pretty large for this sector?
The opportunity is very large. See, without financial system, no economy is going to work. It's like the heart of an economy. Bank. See, you might have seen today's statement by even the chief economic advisor. He said, I mean, we cannot go double the size of the economy on the weak banking system. So banking system has to be adequately capitalized, and it has to be very, very sound. Because it is not yet, see, it is not a, you cannot import banking system. There are certain things which you can import, certain things you cannot import. Like if you have shortage of steel by 40, 50 million tons, you can import it. If you don't have cars, there are enough suppliers of cars, but there is no supplier of banking services. Services per se are, kind of has to be done here. And like if you don't have telecom, by chance, if you don't have telecom services, somehow all the three companies are bombed out. What will happen? Can you really run the economy? You cannot run the economy. So like that, even banking is crucial to mobilize the savings and distribute the savings to the people who need it. So it is a very, very important function of the economy. And but it is very, very difficult business, particularly scaled up version is very difficult to run a 10, 15, 20 lakh crore balance sheet and make money consistently and have control of underwriting quality. बहुत difficult है. So yes, it is necessary, yet it is dangerous, it is leveraged, because whenever you lend, whenever a bank lends, actually it is lending out of its net worth. So debt equity is 10:1, but if I give a 100 crore loan to somebody, when the loan doesn't come back, it doesn't go out of my deposit, it goes out of my net worth. So every loan, so my net worth is lent 10 times. When it is 10:1 debt equity, there is my net worth is lent 10 times. If by chance 10% default is there, I'm wiped out completely. So, in this kind of COVID kind of scenario, it is expected that normal default rate will be say about a percentage. But now since the things are slowed down, things are out of control, you don't know whether it will be 3%, 4% or 5%. That's what Uday Kotak said. On a 100 lakh crore loan, 4 to 5 lakh crores should be the credit cost. And hence, most of the banks will be wiped out in terms of capital adequacy. And that's why all the banks are lining up to collect capital. Because, COVID has come, it will go, but then I need the capital. Without regulatory capital, I cannot do business. So it's very risky. And at this point of time, see, you can buy a third-rate cement company, but never buy a third-rate lender. Buy only top-class lender. Don't buy a second-rate or third-rate lender. You'll always suffer. At some point of time, when the times are good, the second-rate lenders will be very, very exotic. Journey will be very fast. From 50 rupees, it will go to 500 rupees. And that time you forget what is the quality of lending. And when you come to know about this quality, when it goes down, like times like now, when you are really realizing that the companies who didn't manage their books in good times.
Sir, but on this context, if I could ask you and maybe your thoughts, there is a big debate going on the future of banking sector in India. Is there really a need for so many private banks?
Yeah, you need more private banks than what we have. We need 10 or 15 of HDFC banks. We need, in America, there are about 4,000 banks. Sorry, 40,000 banks. But they're smaller in size, they're regional in character, the regulations were like that. So they had a lot of banks. And even now there are multiple banks. Because this is a large economy. The moment you have fewer banks, all the risk will be contained in those 4 or 5 of them. And the moment 1 or 2 fail, what happens is banks are also interdependent. And then there will be a catastrophic kind of a seizure of the economy. So if you distribute the risk among the few companies, few banks, it is good for the economy. And you'll always need capacity, lending capacity you need additional lending capacity in the economy. And when you have more banks and well-run bank, well-regulated bank, it only helps you.
Right, sir. Sir, if I could just take this conversation a bit forward on your investing style now. So whatever limited knowledge that I have or I have read about you, you are a big follower of concentrated investing and focused investing. Why do you think investor can make maximum money in concentrated investing?
It's not about maximum money. No, it is my style of making money. Okay. It is, see, you can have 1,000 shares or 500 shares and still you can make money. It's see, if there are a million guys, there are a million ways of making money. Okay. This is my way of making money, in the sense that my guru is Warren Buffett. And the first thing I learned from him is that don't have too many stocks in your portfolio, because you'll not be able to give enough time to individual stocks. What happens is you make money out of your understanding. Stock market is one place where you don't make money out of the understanding of somebody else. You make money out of the understanding of your own. And now your understanding or your knowledge of a company, deep knowledge of any company will be few and far between. So if you know about 15, 20, 25, 30 companies, that's enough. I mean, even knowing so many companies, 25 companies is also not easy to know. And what do you mean by knowing? Knowing means you have a very comfortable feel of next 15, 20 years of the future of the company. Now we can't figure out next quarter, and he expects us to know 10, 15 years of the company. Like when you have, forget about the purchase price, but if you own Nestle and Liver, you're not fearful about the future of the company. You may be concerned about the future of the stock price of the company, but not the company itself. So that is important, how comfortable you are about the company, and how well you know it.
Sir, you have traveled almost 30 years in this market now. You have seen everything possible, good, bad, worst time of markets. What has been your biggest learning, or what has been your learning over these years in this market?
See, I'm absolutely convinced that don't time the market. Don't time the market. It is the biggest exercise. If there are 10 million guys, all the 10 million guys, they're busy timing the market. One of the things is that never time the market. You are there for a longer haul. See, one of the things is that one of the difference between me and others is that I'm a businessman as well as investor. Most of the investors are only investors. Okay, you are also, because you are also an investor as well as a businessman. Okay, so your business is not built overnight, and there are ups and downs in the businesses. So we have to understand what we have bought as a company. Those companies will go from 1x to 10x over a period of time. And the journey is not going to be a straight line. There will be few quarters, few years of challenges. The company remains same. I mean, it remains like Motilal Oswal is the same company, but it moves between 200 and 1500, and 1500 to 600, 600 to 700. I cannot be going. I mean, I should not be selling at 1500 and again buying back at 200. You cannot do it. You just can't do it. We have to sit through. And then finally, when it goes to 10,000 rupees, I'll be the only guy who will be having the shares. Okay, right, so this is what really happens. You have to buy it for long haul. And when you are sitting through the company or business, through the good and bad of the company, you are going to the big winner. The issue is whether the company is going to be successful or not. You have to buy into successful companies. And what happens is when you buy 10 companies which are likely to be successful, 2 or 3 will not work. But 6 or 7 must work. So your strike rate of picking stocks must be good. You can never be 100% right.
Right, sir. Sir, if I could take it further, I mean, if we see in our industry, mutual funds per se, mutual fund returns for last 10 years, particularly in equity, have not been great. And now people are shifting or trying to pick their own stocks. How do you see this change?
They will realize how well they can do it. See, the best thing is that they don't make their own. See, here, every hour you can see the performance of a fund manager. 1 day basis, 1 month, 1 year, 1 quarter, this quartile, that quartile, 1 year, 5 years, 3 years. आप सब देख सकते हैं. देखने की जरूरत ही नहीं आपको पूरा का पूरा वो मनी कंट्रोल के साइट में क्या नाम है, what is the value research, everything they give you. They'll give you a lot of chart and all. But when you personally manage money, your own, who's going to give you a chart?
Right, sir.
Okay, when I was managing my own money till about 2014, I had a separate portfolio of my own. And while managing money, it was more or less same. After 14, I have all the money in my own funds. So I never used to see whether I'm doing better than market or worse than market. Motilalji used to send me after 6 or 8 months, Ramdev, you've done very well last year, or Ramdev, you have not done so well last year. मैं बोला यार, तुम जानो तुम्हारा काम जाने, हमारा जो करना वो करेंगे. So actually thing is that most of these private managers, they do far worse than well-managed funds. Let me tell you. आप जाके आप पता करिए, जो भी आपके पास 5-7 client हैं जो, those who are
I think we have lost Ramdevji.
One
Yes.
second, Vikash. Yeah, I mean, just coordinating with Akhil. Give me a minute.
Okay. We've got him.
We are so technologically dependent. So, why IT shares are doing this is because of this. Okay, you have seen nothing. You just see how the world is getting transformed in the hands of IT.
Very true,
Even
sir.
person like me, I'm trying to understand how Zoom works. So, what I was saying was that, yes, this is a fancy right now, and all the professionals are disappointed in terms of return because there is no return on the ground. It's not that we have not done well. We have done well. Our funds have done 5-6% ahead of the index, but index
Absolutely,
itself is only 2%. What do I do?
Yes, absolutely, sir.
When you manage yourself, see what happens is you see the excitement of this has gone up, that has gone up. So you feel that I could do it. But when you go and buy, the moment you buy, the stock goes down, and the moment you sell, the stock goes up. Then you get frustrated. But this is a different time. People will come in here, and people will make their whatever new bets, and they will have fantastic stories in the cocktail party. But eventually, you will realize that it is not that easy. It looks simple, but it's not easy.
Right, sir. Sir, if I could just ask you, since you mentioned it in this question as well, that someone of your stature who has managed money so well and have created such a large wealth for yourself, you are also investing your money into your funds now. So is it like a message that direct investing is not an easy business anymore, and it is a professional management driven business now?
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I mean, you can do a very good job. I mean, if I didn't have my funds, I would have done my own investing. I mean, a lot of very successful investors, they don't have even an analyst. We have a battery of analysts. We have a battery of fund managers. So, see, it is because of the scale of the money. See, if you are managing 5 crores, 10 crores of your own, you don't require anything. You require to know 5 companies, 10 companies well, and that much anybody can do it. The issue is that direct investing can be done, but you need a lot of competence and a lot of patience and a lot of discipline. In fact, what I'm doing, the focus investing, is suited for private investing, not so much for the public investing. In the sense that public investing requires, you should be as broad as possible, as close to the index as possible, so that you're not being caught, unaware. In private investing, I can buy 3 companies and I don't care what is the index. I want to make money, period.
Right, sir.
So there is a scope for direct investing, and there will be one. But what I'm saying is that to be more successful than the professional investors, you need to be really good, very good, and you have to have your own style.
Right. And style takes time to come, sir. I mean, someone like you have taken so many years to come to and realize your style, as you have been saying.
Yeah, but some people are very, gifted. They're gifted investors. They have common sense. I mean, they may not be educated. A lot of educated people, they're not that commonsensical. But there are some people who are just average graduate, or they are running small businesses, but they have knack for picking stocks, understanding undervaluation, and have conviction of their own thought process. And somehow they have practiced over a period of time. They do well.
Right, sir. Sir, when we started this series, this is the 7th episode that we are doing. When we started this, the first episode we did it with Ashish. And in one of the conversation, I asked him that what has been his biggest learning of being with you. And he said that Ramdevji told me that in order to become a good investor, you must be a good businessman. On this context, can you elaborate or maybe help us with an example that how being a good businessman helped you in your investing or in choosing a good company for that matter?
Yeah. So see, what is investing? Investing is about vision, courage, and patience. Okay. So what you require is the vision to see, vision to visualize what the business are going to do. See, I'm doing some business. I must be confident that yes, in next 5-10 years, I can win here and make big money. That's why I'm in the business. Same thing I have to do for any company I buy. Okay. And I have a conviction to put my life to run my business. That is the level of conviction and courage I have, that I am spending my entire I mean, out of 62 years, 40 years I have put in a stock market. I mean, this I cannot take it back, whatever be the outcome. So that is the biggest investment I have done. And finally, the patience. What actually your own business teaches you is that you need a lot of patience. You don't know when big day is going to come. When we started in 87, I'll tell you. In 87, we started as a simple sub-broker. You know what a sub-broker's job is? You
Yes,
know, I
sir.
mean, zero capital, and no client also, forget about. I didn't have any client. We started building up. We spent 180 rupees for buying 3 registers and few Xerox copies. I have not put any other money. But, you know, I mean, we knew everything, but we had never done it. So first 4 years was a strong, you know, like a practicing, and whatever we believed in, we practiced. And we were doing free research, round the clock research. But we made, between me and Moti, we made, after paying taxes and running family and all, we made about 15 lakh rupees in 4 years. Then what happened? Then Harsha Mehta Bull Run happened. We bought membership, and Harsha Mehta Bull Run happened. In next 18 months, we made 30 crores. No speculation. Now, this is possible only because you're in a particular business. In 87, if somebody asked me, what will be your fortune, how much will you be worth 5 years henceforth, I couldn't have said in 92 I'll be 30 crores. Somebody will give me lafa. कि तेरे पास अभी एक कप चाय पिलाने के लिए पैसा नहीं है, तू बोलता 30 करोड़ रुपया आएगा. So obviously the businesses में होता क्या है कि for the prepared mind, the external factors, I mean, a lot of things, internal factor is your preparedness. External factor is a tailwind. वो जैसे आप पतंग उड़ाना चाहते हो, आप अपना अच्छा पतंग बना के रस्सी लेके खड़े रहो, जब हवा चलेगी तो ही पतंग उड़ेगा.
Right.
फिर वो पतंग फिर इतनी जोर से उड़ती है कि आप पकड़ नहीं सकते, उसका हाथ कट जाएगा आपका. So वो बिजनेस में वो एक फायदा होता है. So that is how when you buy even some other company, like I bought say Hero Honda. I thought Hero Honda in 96 was in short supply. अब हमारी जो समझ थी 1.5-2 हजार करोड़ में कंपनी मिलती थी, हम समझे भाई बहुत सस्ता मिल रहा है, मतलब जो भी समझ थी उसके हिसाब से हमको लगा बहुत, और इसमें कंपटीशन कम है, डिमांड बहुत ज्यादा रहेगा. बट आई डिडंट नो दैट 1000-2000 करोड़ वाली कंपनी लाख करोड़ की कंपनी बन जाएगी. मैं 30 रुपए में खरीदा था, मेरे को 5 साल के अंदर 100-150 रुपए डिविडेंड आने लगे मेरे को हर साल में. तो यू डोंट नो एवरीथिंग अबाउट द फ्यूचर. यू हैव योर करंट इज वेरी गुड, यू आर बाइंग एट रीजनेबल प्राइस. ऊपर वाले की मर्जी है, 10 चीज लगाएंगे, उसमें से 5 अच्छा निकलेगा, 2-3 ऐसे नॉर्मल निकला, 1-2 में जूते ही पड़ेंगे.
Correct. Got it, sir. Got it. So basically, if you're a good businessman, you'll be able to assess it far better than others.
Yeah, one is assessing, second is having patience with the outcome of the business in short term. See, businesses can disappoint you. See, like जैसे broking was not doing well for last 1 year, but when COVID happened, I never thought the broking will do well, but
Right.
broking went through the roof.
Correct.
So but why it went through the roof? Because we were already there. You cannot recreate Motilal Oswal today.
Right, sir.
You know, so businesses do get without notice huge windfalls. And so what we have to figure out is between now and next 10-15 years, whether there is any scope for a windfall. And how does that scope come? When something is very profitable today and it is underpenetrated, like cars. Car today is very underpenetrated. We must be having about 2 crore cars for 130 crore Janta. So you need to have too many cars. In next 10-15 years, you'll need a lot of cars. Today, we may not be able to afford. Next 12 months could be very challenging. But in next 12 years, you'll need a lot of cars. When will that bull run come? I don't know. But today, it is monopolistic. 60% market share is Maruti Suzuki. तो मैं तो गधे की तरह बैठे रहने वाला हूँ.
Correct.
क्योंकि किस दिन उसमें तेजी आ जाएगी और बाजार उसके 6 महीने पहले आगे निकल जाएगा, हमको मालूम नहीं पड़ेगा.
Right. Got it, sir. Got it.
So that is a kind of a being businessman. I know you cannot time your good time, you cannot time your bad time. So if you think there is going to be a disproportionately good time in next 12 years in a business, just sit there.
Right, sir. Sir, 2 stock stories of yours, I have heard it from many people. And in fact, I read in one of the books which is written on you. One is on Bharti and other is on HDFC Bank. Both the stocks have done phenomenally well. both the stocks are something which you bought at the right time. One you kept on, and one you somehow were able to sell it. So what has been learning out of it? And if you could share this story with our investors as well today.
It is same thing what I was saying just now. You know, this actually the first one was Hero Honda, second was Infosys, third was दूसरा क्या है कि बड़े आइडिया जो है ना हर 3-4 साल में एक आध आता है. अच्छा ये कभी मालूम पड़ता है आपको आफ्टर इट हैज हैपेंड. हम तो पूरे 25 के 25 जो हमारे पास शेयर हैं, हम चाहते हैं कि सबका सब बड़े आइडिया बने, बट उतने सारे आइडिया हमारे पास नहीं आ सकते.
Correct.
You know, otherwise I don't know how to run a company. Okay. So clearly you get your share. I mean, God is also very democratic in distributing good ones. So they will always give 1 or 2 in next 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. So after Hero Honda and Infosys, then next was and HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank happened in 96. So in 96, when in fact I had visualized, this is where the vision comes. I had visualized somehow the amount of books I had read, in fact, the travel, when I saw HSBC Bank in Hong Kong, I thought HDFC Bank one day will have a headquarter as big as HSBC Bank in Hong Kong. I don't know whether you have seen HSBC headquarters in Hong Kong. Now it has become crowded, but at that time, that used to be a standalone building, very famous building.
Correct. Yes, yes, sir.
So I thought when I entered that bank, I thought one day HDFC Bank will have as big a prominence as this bank. When you could buy entire HDFC Bank for 1,000 crores, for 40 rupees ka bhav tha uska, and you could buy as much you wanted, 40 rupees, and today that from 1,000 crores, today it is 6.5 lakh crores. So, you know, having the vision to see that value migration is very powerful phenomenon. In fact, in India, all the money has been made. In fact, all over the world, most of the money is made in value migration. Particularly in Indian context, what is value migration? When the old businesses give way to the old business model. Banking पहले भी था. 96 में banking था.
Correct.
So, but it was all state owned. They started giving license in 96. And this was among the first licenses. They gave 10 licenses, but this license was to HDFC Group. So when they opened the bank, I mean, they could also fail, like 9 of them they failed. They could have also failed, but we thought this is going to win. In 96, it was not written on their face that they'll be successful. It is just the quality of management that was giving confidence that they'll be very successful. And then as the years passed and they started becoming better and better, bigger and bigger and better and better. Others, somewhere they fell by the wayside, you know, and that's how even today, the excitement on HDFC Bank as an investment is much higher today than it was in 96. In 96, I was alone. I bought 5,61,000 shares at 40 rupees. Then what happened was that I had an analyst in my office. His wife was working in Deepak Parekh's office. She said, rightly so, that their banking collaboration with NatWest Bank has fallen through. And after some time, the announcement came and that collaboration went away. My understanding was so limited. I thought if there is no NatWest Bank, then there is no HDFC Bank. And that's how I sold. And you know, I sold it 51.5. It never came to even 51.25.
Right.
So that's what really happens if you don't have patience and lack. The patience was not an issue. The issue was the lack of understanding. You know, I didn't need the money. I sold it because I got scared. I didn't understand that it doesn't matter whether NatWest is there or not. The opportunity size is so big. Then it took 2, 3, 4 years for me to get back into the stock. So again, I entered the stock in around 2003. And then 2003 to 2020, I never had less than 10%.
Right. Same, I think, was the story with Bharti as well, but you kept on being with the stock.
Bharti is more interesting in the sense that I was beyond, because of all these things, you are maturing every day. So what happens is that your net worth is bigger, your understanding is better, and you can stand up, you know. In 95, my net worth was not that big. My net worth was about 10 crores. Because the 30 became 10, so my portfolio was worth 10, 12 crores. So, I mean, I was still a small fry in the marketplace. So, a crore rupees position was kind of a big deal for me. But in 2003, when I bought, again, it was a value migration story from wire phone to wireless phone. And this was unprecedented because I knew everybody needs a phone. We had 50 million phones for a 1.2 billion people. You can imagine. Nobody
Correct,
had
sir.
phones. Today, there are 1.2 billion phones. I visualized then only that we are going to have 1 billion phone when the phone was only 50 million. So then these guys got listed, Bharti. The price of listing was 45 rupees. I still remember. I went to IPO and there was a big maramari out there because the bankers, they didn't like what the analysts they said because they were incurring losses. So I knew one or two bankers. They were my friends. They said, Ramdev, you guys don't understand how to value telecom companies. मैं बोला तुम लोग को समझ में आता है कि how to look at the stock market. You know, मेरे को नहीं समझ में आता कि फोन चलता कैसे. But I know how to value. I mean, why your company is not going to do well at 45. So that time तो KBC चालू हुआ था. You know, कौन बनेगा करोड़पति. तो उसमें एक टर्म चलता था फास्टेस्ट फिंगर फर्स्ट. तो हमारे साथ एक दो फंड में जाते थे, उन्होंने अप्लाई किया था. मैं उनको बोला फास्टेस्ट फिंगर फर्स्ट करने का लिस्टिंग हुआ तो यदि कल नहीं बेचा तो गया काम से करके. तो हमने इतना बेचवाया 45 को मार के 18 रुपए करवा दिया. समझे ना, हमने नहीं करवाया, मतलब इतना हो गया. समझो ये गलत बात है बोलने का कि हमने कराया.
Right, sir, right.
18 का भाव हो गया. That was in, I think, sometime in June, July 2002. 2003, 23rd January 2003, there was a con call. This company always does quarterly con call. So con call आया, उसमें उन्होंने break even announce किया कि भाई हमारा कंपनी अभी break even हो गया करके. भाव था 23 रुपया. Sunil Bharti Mittal himself came and said, now we are broken even and from here we are going to make money. So at that point of time, I did my calculation with my understanding of operating leverage, ये वो समझा के मैं बोला ये कंपनी अगले 5-6 साल में 25-30 हजार करोड़ रुपया कमाएगा और 5 हजार करोड़ में आपको पूरी कंपनी मिलते थे. सो मैंने 1.25 लाख शेयर खरीदा डे 1 24 रुपए में. तो सब मेरे जितने शुभ चिंतक थे सबने आगे बोला रामदेव तेरे लायक कंपनी नहीं है, तू जबरदस्ती इसमें मार खाएगा, तू बेच दे. ऐसा करके हाथ पकड़ के उन्होंने 1 लाख शेयर बेचवा दिया. मैं बोला ये 25,000 शेयर नहीं बेचने वाला because now it is my profit and I'm going to stay with this. So देखते देखते मतलब है समझिए हफ्ते 10 दिन में भाव होगा 35 रुपया. मैं बोला ये सब बेवकूफ है, इनको कुछ समझ में नहीं आता है. I bought 10x at 33, 34. I bought 10 times. Then in 6 months time, you see the chart at that time, the stock went to 90 rupees. Just in 6 months time, because it was growing at 100% every quarter. So 90 rupees. My analyst left from my office and went to join Arcom. Arcom से मेरे को फोन करता है रामदेव, out of good wishes, he is selling. रामदेव जी ये मुकेश भाई और ये सब Arcom वाले पूरा खत्म कर देंगे, आप अपना पैसा लेके निकल जाओ. So I said boss अभी ये लोग बोल रहे हैं तो डरने की बात है ना. तो मैं बोला आधा बेच दो. तो फिर बेच दिया मैंने 87 के भाव में बेच दिया मैंने. Then within 3-4-5 months it became 150 rupees. I said इस बेवकूफ को भी समझ में नहीं आता. I again went 10x from there, you know, from 147. Then in next about a year it became 1180. Okay, so it was almost from 25 to 1180, almost it became 48 times in 2 years time, 2.5 years time. So it was my biggest portfolio at that time. It was about I think 25-30% of my portfolio.
Okay.
Number one company. So Motilal ji came to my cabin. He said, Ramdev, अभी तू थोड़ा बेच दे. अभी बहुत हो गया, अभी निकल जा करे. तो मैं बोला मोती अभी तो कहानी चालू हुई है. इतना कॉन्फिडेंस था. Because you know this, and then obviously that 2G scam happened, and then they went to Africa and all. Then I sold at about 625. When the market came down, then I sold at 620. Still I did 25 times. So
Right,
you know, that was a very exciting time. And ऐसा होता है कि you don't get the top prices. A lot of people are asking me question, कि shouldn't we sell at the top? Arey, how the hell you know the top?
right.
You come to know much later. The issue is you should buy right. And you know, let it become 10-15 times. You will never get the top price. Only sometimes you get the top price. And then it will correct and you'll get enough time to sell. Okay, you don't get 10, 11 times, you get 8 times, 7 times, 6 times. ठीक है.
Right, sir. Right. That's been very insightful. मतलब that you also go through that same process, which an
कोई
individual.
डिफरेंस नहीं भाई, देखो कोई डिफरेंस नहीं है, कोई डिफरेंस नहीं है, एब्सोल्युटली नो डिफरेंस। अब तो हमारा जो करते हैं वो तो अभी आपको पूरा पूरा कच्चा चिट्ठा दिखता है, हमने क्या खरीदा, कैसे खरीदा, क्या भाव खरीदा।
Correct.
Now you can examine us. What we are saying is whether it is right or not. We are practicing it. What exactly we are saying?
Correct. Very well, sir. Absolutely, I agree with you, sir. Sir, how important is luck in investing?
Very important in the sense that, see, luck comes to the prepared mind. ऐसा नहीं आप बैठ रहोगे तो आपको लक आ जाएगा। मत शेयर ही मत खरीदो, आपको किस्मत इतना अच्छा है कि आपको पैसे ऐसे आ जाएंगे, फिर शेयर भी क्या खरीदने जरूरत है। ऐसा नहीं होता है भाई, आप अपना काम करो, लक वाला अपना काम करेगा। बट लक इज देयर इन द सेंस दैट what do I call luck? Let's define what is luck. Luck बहुत बड़ा चीज है। See, when you have the process, you have the right process, right outcome. That is not luck. आपने बहुत मेहनत किया, 8 घंटा मेहनत किया, आपको 200 रुपया या 2000 रुपये जो भी आपका फिक्स है वो मिला। That is not a luck. That is hard work. That you must get. यदि आपको 1000 रुपया पर आवर का मिलना है तो आपको 8000 रुपये मिलना चाहिए, आपको मिलता है। But 8000 is lot of money. That doesn't mean that you are lucky. You are hardworking. You are intelligent. When you contracted for 8,000 rupees, but you actually get 80,000 rupees. That 72,000 is out of luck. Okay. So when you work hard, but if you are not doing that 8-hour contract, you are not likely to get that 72,000 rupees additional. तो जैसे लक कैसे होता है, देखिए हमने आयशा खरीदा था, आयशा मोटर खरीदा था, तो हमने खरीदा था अच्छा ट्रक कंपनी बनेगा करके, लेकिन चला क्या फटफटिया, so that Royal Enfield boomed. Even today it is booming. So what I'm saying is that when you buy good companies, good businesses, we were aware that Royal Enfield is there. We gave some valuation, but we never thought in our wildest of the dream that Royal Enfield will go through the roof. People wait for 6 months to buy that junk bike. And
Right,
I'm telling you, even the management would have not known. Forget about us. उनको भी क्या मालूम है कि इतना पॉपुलर हो जाएगा। So a lot of times in businesses, let me tell you, nobody knows the spike. इसको कितना बड़ा success मिलेगा? You can say he'll be successful at best, but you cannot figure out how big will be his success.
Right, sir.
And that is the luck part to some extent.
Correct.
Getting one good employee, getting one good friend, getting one good advice here and there, वो सब मतलब अभी सब बफेट साहब मिल गए हमको। अब भाई नहीं मिलते तो हम गधे की तरह घूमते रहते हैं यहाँ।
Right, sir.
I mean 94 में मैं तो चाहता हूँ भाई मेरे को 10 साल पहले मिल जाते, मैं उतना नहीं भटकता था।
Correct.
थोड़ा कम भटकता था मैं।
Correct. Sir, given that there is so much turbulence in the market, how do you remain so optimistic?
ऑप्टिमिस्टिक तो रहोगे ना भाई, देखो तुमको जो हुआ है उसके हिसाब से आप ऑप्टिमिज्म करोगे। मैं तो चालू किया 87 में चालू किया, तभी इंडेक्स था 350, अभी 35,000 है, गिर के 35,000 है, गिर के भी 30,000 है ना, 35,000। तो मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ कि जब 100x मेरे सामने हो गया है, गिव एंड टेक 5 times 10 times here and there, गिर के भी कितना गिरेगा ना वो भाई, 40,000 वाला इंडेक्स 4-6 महीने के लिए 20,000 हो जाएगा, और क्या हो जाएगा।
राइट सर।
बट यू कांट टेक अवे कि भाई 35 इयर्स में मेरे सामने इंडेक्स 100 गुना बढ़ा। ये तो इंडेक्स की बात कर रहे हो, पैसे तो 200 1000 गुना हो गया। पूरा आईटीसी आपको कलकत्ता 100 करोड़ मिलता था, पूरा आईटीसी, पूरा आईटीसी आपको 100 करोड़ मिलता था। आज देखो क्या है आईटीसी।
राइट सर।
मैं बताया ना आपको, ये आपको पूरा इन्फोसिस 200 करोड़ मिलता था, आप 93 में आपको पूरा एचडीएफसी बैंक आपको 1000 करोड़ मिलता था। और ऐसा 2-4 चीज नहीं, जितने ब्लू चिप्स सबका दाम देखो आप क्या था। So there is an underlying economy which is driving, and it's not that our economy has become very big.
But if someone is starting with a small capital of, let's say, few odd crores, what will it take for him to develop, I mean, this kind of a wealth of maybe 500 or 1,000 crores? What all he need to have in him to build that kind of wealth?
I don't know, yaar. I built it with a business, like I'm not like those professional investors, we are businessman and investor. So we have first started with, see, you need some source of capital. Okay, so I didn't have any capital. I started with zero. So who will give me? 0 multiplied by anything is 0. So I needed first 1 crore, 2 crore, 3 crore. So that's what we did. We started our broking. We made first 25, 30 crores to the broking, and that we started investing. But we didn't stop our broking. So there is an operating business, there is an investing business. Both are businesses. And the combination is, so Motilal Oswal, which is operating business, that is what 10,000 crores. What is investing business? That might be only 2,000 crores or 2,500 crores. So, I mean, we inter-invested, like portfolio is support to the business and business is support to the portfolio. That has been my journey. I don't know how, you start from zero and how do you build a capital? See, once you have the capital of 10, 15 crores, 20 crores, but the most of the learning is in creating the first 20 crores. See, I can give to my son 100 crores, but that is of no use, I'm telling you. That is not the, when you earn your 5, 10 crores and make your first money, that's where you learn how to make money. But it doesn't mean that guy who has been given 100 crores, he cannot learn. He must also learn. He must go through his own learning process. And then, if you start from 100, I think in next 10 years, you should have 1,000 crores minimum.
Right.
I would think for a successful, good startup, a 10x in 10 years is a minimum expectation. You start from a crore, in less than 10 years, you'll have 10 crores.
Right.
And in 20 years, 100 crores, and in 30 years, 1,000 crores.
So basically, you are saying compounding will take care of it.
There is no other machine. There is no other way you are going to make it.
Got it, sir. Got it. Sir, we all know that, Buffett's role in your investing philosophy and your investing life. But any other Indian investor for that matter, who had a very big influence on you? Anyone?
Not really. Not really. Actually, see, I don't actually, the first thing is I learn by reading. And मेरा capability बहुत limited है. So, I meet all of them. We keep getting stock ideas and things like that, something small thing here and there you learn. Like compounding, I didn't learn from Buffett. Compounding, I learned from Mr. Sampath, late Mr. Sampath. In 91, he came, we were sitting in one of the common this thing, and the Manis and myself, we were all sitting. And in some interaction, he said, this company is cheap. I said, how come it is cheap? Because it is 30p or 40p. And how come it is cheap? At that time, P multiple used to be 10, 12 or so. So he said, this company is growing at this pace and hence it is cheap. And then it just struck me. And that is one of the biggest learning I'm telling you. Understanding power of compounding, and not by way of maths, but how do you fuse with the investing? वो continuously, मतलब आपके वो जैसे हिंदी हमारे अंदर होता है ना, हिंदी अंग्रेजी या समझ जो है, वो compounding should be part of life. It should be that much. It should not stress. A lot of people, they know compounding, but they don't practice it like a day-to-day, like a language. Compounding should be part of the language. Never should you think in any other way. You must think only in terms of compounded thing. So you should be so proficient. When I'm talking to you, I can do compounding. I can do compounding at the rate of 25% for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 100 years. I can do summation of compounding. So you should be good. Because जैसे आप पहाड़ा पढ़ते हैं या जो मतलब tables होते हैं, the way tables are part of your life, compounding table should be part of your life. That's what I'm saying.
Right, sir. So we are coming almost to the end of this session now. And I would have a last question to ask you, sir. I know you're a voracious reader for that matter. Tell us something about your reading habits and if something that you can recommend our investor.
No, see, reading is something where you see, how do you become better? How do you become better? Because everybody starts with some degree, somebody's MBA, somebody's chartered accountant, somebody's doctor, somebody's engineer. So, everybody is starting like that. At the age of 22, 23, 24, everybody is undergrad or master grad. So you don't have an advantage. After that, say you come to stock market, anybody can come to stock market. The issue is how do you create advantage for yourself? And that comes only from the books. And books is the only way you start developing your thought process. Because stock market is one place where there is no set way. I mean, you can teach open heart surgery in a classroom, but you cannot teach investing in a classroom. I mean, we can talk, but you will not get it. It's like swimming. I cannot teach you swimming in a classroom. You have to be in the water. And उसके बाद भी guarantee नहीं है कि you'll become swimmer. And becoming very good swimmer is a very different thing altogether. So I did learn swimming. I'm telling you, and I had a wonderful coach right from day one. And I'm a village boy, so I used to know swimming a little bit. I could float here and there. And in half an hour, in 10, 15 minutes, I used to be tired like mad, sweating. Then somebody said, get a coach. So I got a coach who is a national water champion, water polo champion. In 1 week's time, he made me perfect. He corrected all the mistakes and techniques. He said, your legs, your hands, your head, all three must move in a rhythm, so that you can breathe properly. It's a breathing exercise. So once I got it right, I can do now 50 laps and I can straight walk to the office. The technique, it is like that. Learning, investing is like learning swimming, and you will commit mistakes. There are tough times, when you don't know how you're doing. But becoming good swimmer, see, I'm just swimmer right now. But becoming a good swimmer like Michael Phelps or something, then you require a different ballgame. Then you graduate from there. You practice, you commit mistake, again practice. Then, the Wimbledon thing comes in. Every year, Federer comes in with 1 or 2 new strokes. जिसका कोई जवाब नहीं होता है. Otherwise, he cannot play the Wimbledon final next year.
Right.
Because जो बच्चे आते हैं उनमें 10 times more power है. उसका वो सर्विस नहीं उठा पाएगा.
Correct.
But he does some cross court shot, backhand shot or something, which nobody can. I mean, that kid cannot know where the hell ball is going.
Right.
So that getting that one strike right is very important. You should be able to hit the market like that. Market will always give you chakma, but you should know 1 or 2 strokes in such a way that market cannot fathom you, and that's how you get the outperformance.
Right. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Ramdev ji, for spending this afternoon with us and giving us so much wealth of information. It has been really insightful. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.